Hello students, welcome to AP classes and this is Abhishek back within the video tutorial on concept of tokens and data types part 4. In this video tutorial, we are going to continue our series of operators. We already discussed about unary operator, binary operator, ternary operator. Then we discussed about different groups of operator, that is arithmetic operator, relational operator and logical operators. Today we are going to discuss about assignment operator, increment and decrement operator. So in exam point of view, increment and decrement operator is quite important because most of the time we get output questions or we get an equation where we have to use the logic of increment and decrement operator. So it's in exam point of view, it's quite important for you. Today we are going to discuss about increment and decrement operator. Along with that we will be discussing about assignment operators. So a lot to know, a lot to discuss as always, but before we begin, please subscribe my channel and like the video. Here increment and decrement operators are going to be quite interesting topic for you. When we talk about increment or decrement operator, remember plus plus is considered as increment operator and minus minus is considered as decrement operator. So first we will discuss about plus plus, then we will discuss about minus minus. But in both the cases, if you have plus plus or if you have minus minus, this plus plus will increase the value by 1 and minus minus will decrease the value by 1. Remember, in both the cases, here you can see in plus plus and minus minus, plus plus will increase the value, minus minus will decrease the value, but it will increase it by 1 and it will decrease it by 1. When we have two types of increment, one is called as post increment and another one is pre increment. Similarly, we have two decrements, one is post decrement and another one is pre decrement. In both the cases you can see we have used minus minus sign, but when the minus minus sign is used after a variable or after a value, that is called as post decrement. When minus minus is used before the value, before the variable, that is called as pre decrement. Similarly, when plus plus is used after the value or after the variable, it is called as post increment. When plus plus is used before the value or before the variable, it is called as pre increment. Here we are going to discuss about, first we will discuss about increment, then we will discuss about post increment and pre increment. Let's first discuss about increment. What is increment or what do you mean by increment operator? If we have a variable, let us assume we have a variable that is 5, that holds 5. Okay, a is the variable which holds 5. Now when you write a plus plus, the value of a will become, here a plus plus is equals to a plus 1. That means the value of a will get increased by 1 and again it will get stored to a. This is quite important. Remember this, here with this you are going to form a lot of logic. So this is quite important for you. A plus plus means it states that a equals to a plus 1. That is, what is the value of a presently? What is the value of a? Tell me. The value of a is 5. 5 plus 1. Can you see this? 5 plus 1. And here 5 plus 1 will give you 6 and 6 will get stored to a. I hope this part is quite clear to you. Now let us again take another value, that is b equals to 15. Okay. Now when we take b equals to 15 and if somebody writes b minus minus, then what will be the equivalent equation? B equals to b minus 1. Okay, so first you are going to subtract a value from b. First you will subtract 1 from b and whatever outcome will come, 15 minus 1, this is 15 minus 1, whatever outcome will come, that is 14 sorry, will get stored to b. Okay, so here instead of writing an equation, we can change the original value of a and original value of b by using increment and decrement operator. We have to remember this whenever we use a plus plus, whenever we use plus plus, it increase the value, it increase the original value by 1. And whenever we use minus minus, it decrease the original value by 1. This is quite important for you. Now, what is the difference between pre-increment and post-increment? Let us understand this. Now let's take an example here. We have a equals to 7. Now 7 is stored to a, right? Here we have a equals to 7 and here we have b equals to 9. Okay. Now let's look here. When you write a plus plus, here increment is done, isn't it? And when you write plus plus b, even in this case, you will find increment is done. But what is the difference? This is called as post increment, means afterwards increment. This is called as pre-increment, that is before, right? How they are different from each other? Look, in both the cases, remember, in both the cases, here a will get increased by 1 and the value will get stored to a. That is, a will become 8. In this case, b will get increased by 1 and the value will get stored to b. That is, the value of b will become 10. But what is the difference? Here, if you only write a plus plus and if you write b plus plus b, you will not find any difference, right? So whenever you write a plus plus, the value will be 8, and if you write plus plus b, the value will become 10. In both the cases, increment is done. Then what is the basic difference between pre-increment and post-increment? The difference you can only find if you store this value to another variable. In that case, you can see the difference. So whatever I'm going to explain you right now, be very careful, be very vigilant and see how the things are done. Otherwise, what happens is we get quite confused that why we are using a plus plus and why it is differing when it is getting stored to a variable. So before proceeding with anything, please be very clear that if you write a plus plus or if you write plus plus a, in both the cases, value of a will get increased. Whether you write a plus plus or you write plus plus a, in both the cases, value of a will get increased by 1. Similarly, even if you write plus plus b or b plus plus, in both the cases, value of b will get increased by 1. Now, how both are different from each other? How plus plus a and a plus plus are different from each other? The difference can only be seen if you are going to store it to a variable. Now, let's look this with an example. Here we have a and 6 is stored to a, right? We have another variable b. Now, when we write b equals to a plus plus, what do you mean by a plus plus? This is called as post increment. This is called as post increment. Post means first use the variable and then you increase it. First use the variable and then increase it. Remember this, you have to first use the variable and then you have to increase it, right? Now b equals to a plus plus is written. Now when we write b equals to a plus plus, value of a will get increased. No doubt it will get increased. But here our value will also get stored to b, isn't it? Because a plus plus we have written and we know that a plus plus means a equals to a plus 1, right? A equals to a plus 1. Now when we write b equals to a plus plus, here when we proceed from left to right, you have to look here that value of a, you can see this, when we proceed from left to right, variable a comes first, right? So value of a will get stored to b. First value of a will get stored to b, that is b will become 6. And we know that in post increment, according to post increment rule, it says that first use the value, then increase it. First use the value of a, then increase it. It is the rule of post increment, you can say. So the rule of post increment says that first use the value, then increase the value, right? Now when you move from left to right, first use the value. What is the value here? What is the value of a? Value of a is 6. So 6 will get stored to b, and then when we move further, we can increase it because of increment operator. Here you can see we have increment operator, right? Now value of a will get increased, and when we increase the value of a, that is a equals to a plus 1. Now value of a is 6 plus 1 will give you 7. Now a will become 7, right? So this is how the value can get, though this is how here it is differing, you can say. Value of b is 6 and value of a is 7, right? Now when you were not storing it to a variable, we were least bothered that whether the value of a will get increased before the use or after the use, because here we were not storing it to any variable. But as we are storing it to a variable, we are assigning this value to a variable. So here we have to consider that whether we are using post increment or pre increment, because in post increment first use the value, then increase it. In pre increment first increase the value, then use it, right? Now let's do with another example. Here we have c equals to 107, right? Now someone has written d equals to c++. It is written d equals to c++. Now tell me, this is an example of pre-increment or post-increment? Pause for a while and answer yourself that whether this is a pre-increment or a post-increment. So obviously this is a post-increment. And what post-increment says? It says that first use the value, then you can increase it, right? So again you can look to this like this. When we move from left to right, the first thing which comes to us, that is the variable, isn't it? That is the variable. Now what is the value of c? That is 107. d will get stored, d will have the value that is 107, right? And then value of c, because of plus sign, value of c will get increased and it will become 108, right? This is called as post increment. What about pre increment? In pre increment, if we write the same example with a pre increment, let's look here. Here we have a equals to 6. Value of a is 6. Okay. Now when we write b equals to minus a, or we write plus a, let's write plus a, this is called as pre-increment. Why it is called as pre-increment? Because first we are increasing the value, then we will use it. So pre-increment states that, or pre-increment tells us that first you have to increase the value, then you have to use it. Because when we move from left to right, the first thing which we see here is plus sign, right? And we cannot store a plus sign to b. Can we store? No, we cannot store. So because of plus sign, we have to increase the value of a. Now what is the value of a? That is 6. Here you can see it is 6. Now when we increase the value of a will become 7. Here you have to notice, first we are not storing the value to b, rather we are increasing the value of a. And what is the reason we are increasing the value of a? Because here we are using pre-increment. In this case we are using pre-increment, so the value of a will get increased first and then it will get stored to a variable. Whereas in post-increment, what we were doing, first value was getting stored to a variable, the variable which was used, and then the value was incremented, right? But in this case, first we have to increase the value of a, that is a will be plus a stands for it will make We can also write this as a equals to a plus 1, and here a will become 7. And this 7 can be further stored to b, isn't it? So here in both the cases, you can see b will be 7, and then a will also have 7, right? So this is called as pre-increment. In pre-increment, first we increase the value, then we use the value. But in post-increment, first we use the value, existing value, then we go for the increment. So please be very clear with this difference. We have two type of increment. One is pre-increment and another one is post-increment. In pre-increment, first we increase the value of the existing variable by 1, and then we go for the use, or then we use it. But in post increment, first we use the existing value and then we go for the increment. Now let's look to the another example here. Let's look. We have x is having 20, right? And if somebody writes z equals to plus x, now tell me what will be the value of x and what will be the value of z. Here, as you can see, presently the value of x is 20. We have used pre-increment here. Plus x is used. So what plus x states? It says that whenever plus x is used, or whenever pre-increment is used, first increase the value and then use it. Here, because of plus x, we have to increase the value and then we have to use it. When we move from left to right, you can see plus sign comes first, and as plus sign comes first, we have to increase the value. And when we increase the value of x from 20, x will become 21, right? That value 20 will become 21, and then it will get stored to z. Value x will get stored to z. Now z will also become 21. So first the value is increased. Value of x is increased by 1. And when value of x is increased by 1, it becomes 21. And then when you touch this variable, when you come in contact with this variable, or when you use this value, or when you use the value of this variable, 21 will get stored to z. But similar case, you can say, if we have x equals to 20 and we have written z equals to x plus, then in this case we are using post increment. And in post increment, first we have to use the value and then we can increase it. When we use the value, here you can see, when we use the value, use means when we use the value that is x, when we use the value which is stored in x. What is stored in x? 20. So when we move from left to right, we'll come in contact with the variable, 20 will get stored to z. So value of z will become 20. And then because of plus sign, 20 will become 21. Now x, here you can see x will become 21. After that, the value of x will increase and then it will become 21, right? Now let's understand this with the program. We have a variable int a equals to 5, right? What is the value of a? Tell me. It is 5. Here we are going to write a plus. When we will write a plus, that means we are not storing it to any variable. So whether you write a plus or you write plus a, it will not give you any difference. Look here, if we write a plus and if we print the value of a will get increased by 1. Here you can say value of a will get increased by 1, and then the value of a will become 6. Let's compile this program and execute this. Here you can see it is printing 6. Now similarly, if you write plus a here, same value you will get. The reason is here first value will get increased, and as we are not storing it to any variable, so here we don't have that difference of pre-increment and post-increment. Here similarly again the value will get increased, value of a will get increased, and then again we are going to get 6 here, right? But the difference you can see, if you have a variable that is int b and you are writing int b equals to plus a, right? So when we write int b equals to plus plus a, here because we have used plus plus sign, so we are using pre-increment. And when pre-increment is used, first it is increased, first the value of a is increased, then it gets stored to a, right? So first value of a is increased here, then we can use the value of a. Now please remember, whenever we use pre-increment, first value will get increased or decreased, whatever it is. First value will change, then the variable can be used or the value can be used. But in post increment, first we have to use that variable or we have to use the value, and then it can be changed, right? Here we have to change. I'm just writing here, change the value whenever pre is used, change the value and use it. And in case of post, use it and then change the value, right? Here in pre, change the value and use it, post, use it and then change the value. Now look to this, we have used plus plus a. Plus plus a is pre-increment. Pre-increment states that change the value. What is the value of a? 5. 5 will get changed to 6 and then we can use it. Use it means then 6 will get stored to b. So in this case, if you print the value of a as well as if you print the value of b, then what will get printed here? In both the cases it will give you 6. Now let's execute this one. You can see both the cases we are getting 6. Now let's change this value to, now let's change this plus plus a to a plus plus. Now when we use a plus plus, this is called as post increment. And post increment says that first use it and then change the value. When we move from left to right, first we have to use the value of a. What is the value of a? That is 5. Now when we use the value of a, 5 will get stored to b. Now b will become 5 and then value of a will get changed and it will become 6. Here it will give you 6 and in this case it will give you 5, right? You can see that a is giving 6 and value of b is 5. This is how pre-increment and post-increment work. Similarly, we have two decrements, pre-decrements and post-decrement. So what pre-decrement says that you have to change the value and use it, and post-decrement says that you have to use it and then change the value. Now let's look with an example. Instead of writing a plus plus, if we write a minus minus, if we write a minus minus, then what value we are going to get here is value of a is 5, isn't it? Value of a is 5. Now because we are using a minus minus, you can see here, if as we are using a minus minus, first value of a will be used. What is the value of a? That is 5. So b will become 5, right? And because we are using minus minus, value of a will get changed to 4. It will get decremented by 1 and it will become 4. Now remember, here we are using post decrement, and post decrement says that first we have to use it and then we have to change the value. Now when we are using it, when we are using this variable, that is a, when variable a is used, 5 gets stored to b and then value of a gets changed to 4. When we compile this program and execute, let's see, it's showing us 4 and 5, right? Similarly, instead of writing minus minus, a minus minus, if we write minus minus a, what value we are going to get here? Minus minus a we have used, so this is pre-decrement, and pre-decrement says that change the value and use it. First we have to change the value, because when we move from left to right, first we will find minus minus here, we have to change the value, that is from 5 it will become 4. So value of a will become 4 and then we can store the value to b. What will get stored to b? 4. That is 4. In both the cases we are going to get 4, right? So this is all about pre-increment and pre-increment and post-increment, pre-decrement and post-decrement. Now let's look to this with an example. We will try to solve an equation here. Int s equals to plus plus a plus a plus 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 minus minus a plus a. Let's write like this, okay, and we'll see what will be the value of this, right? We'll see that what is the final value of s and what s is going to print here. System dot out dot println and then s. Let's try to evaluate this one, okay. What is the initial value of a here? The initial value of a is 5, right? Now because of plus plus a, first value of a will get changed. Please remember, we have to be very clear with the concept of pre and post. Because of plus plus a states that, or pre-increment states that, or pre states that first you have to increase the value, then you can use it, okay. Now because of plus plus a, value of a will get increased from 5 to 6, and then we can use 6 here, right? After that there is a plus sign, and here we are having a plus plus. Look, we are having a plus plus. What is a plus plus? This is called as post increment, and post increment states that first we have to use the value, then we can increase it. What is the present value of a? Look to this table and tell me what is the present value of a. That is 6. Now let's use 6 here first, and then because of plus plus we can change it to 7. Now value of a is getting changed to 7, but we are not using 7 here. What is the reason we are not using 7 here? The reason is, first we have to use the existing value of a. We are using the concept of post increment. Here we are using post increment. So post increment says that first use the present value, and then you can increase it. What is the present value here of a? That is 6, and then we have to use 6 here, and after that we can increase it. The value of 6 can be increased, or value of a can be increased to 7. We have to put a plus sign here, and then you can see here we have used pre-decrement, right? And what pre-decrement says, first decrease the value, first change the value, and then you can use it. Pre means change, then use. Remember, every time you remember, pre means first change, then use. Post means first use, then change. And if it is quite difficult for you to remember about pre and post, if you are unable to remember this or memorize this, then what you can simply, way you can look for is, here we are having plus plus head, right? So when we move from left to right, the first thing which comes, that is plus plus. Plus plus means we have to change the value. 5 is changed to 6, and then 6 is used. Then when you move from left to right, first we are having the variable, that is a. First you have to use the value, and then you can change it. And again when we move from left to right, first change the value, that is minus minus a. First we have to change the value. What is the present value of a? That is 7. When we change that, we have to decrease it. Now it becomes 6, and then you can use it, right? And finally plus, only a is written here, no increment or no decrement will take place. Again we are going to use 6 here. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 will give you 24. Now let's execute the program and see whether we are getting 24 or not. Let's compile the program and execute it. Yes, we are getting 24, right? Now let's take multiple variables here. A equals to 5, b equals to 7, and here we will use a quite long equation or expression here. B plus 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 a minus plus plus b plus a plus 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 a plus 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 b plus 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 a. So this is the equation which we have to find out. Let's find out first manually. Let us find out what is the value, and then we are going to compile this program and check whether we are getting the exact output or not, right? The initial value of a is 5. The initial value of b is 7. Here you can see we have used b plus plus. This is post increment, and when we are using post increment, first we have to use the value and then we can increase it. Or you can say like this, as we are moving from left to right, the first thing which comes, that is b, right? So first we have to use the value of b, that is 7. This is not -7, we don't have anything here, just 7 we are using, right? So we have to use 7 here, and then because of plus plus sign, we have to increase the value of 7, that is 7 will become 8. After that, use plus sign. We have plus plus a here. What is plus plus a? It is pre-increment. So in pre-increment, first plus plus sign comes, for which we have to increase the value of a, that is 6, and then we can use it. Then value of a can be used. Minus plus plus b, again we are using pre-increment here. Because of pre-increment, you can see from left to right, when we move, plus plus sign comes, for which we have to increase the value, that is 9, and then we can use it, use the value of b. And what is the b value right now? It is 9. Then plus a plus plus, again we are using post increment here. Now in post increment, what the post increment says? The post increment says that first you have to use the existing value of a, isn't it? And then you can change the value of a. So what is the existing value of a here? Existing value of a is 6. And here you can see when we move from left to right, the existing value of a is 6. First we have to use 6 here, and then because of plus plus sign, we can change the value of a to 7. Next we move plus a plus plus. Again here we are using post increment. In post increment, first we have to use the value of a, that is 7. Present value of a is 7, and then we can increase it, and when we increase it by 1, it becomes 8. Then plus b plus plus. Okay, when we use b plus plus, first value of b will be used, because again we are using here post increment, and because of post increment we have to use the value of b, that is 9, and then because of plus plus sign, we have to increase the value of 9 to 10. It will get increased to 10. Then again a plus sign, plus plus a is used, and because this is a pre-increment, here what kind of increment this is? This is pre-increment, and because of pre-increment, first we have to increase the value of a. When we increase the value of a, 8 becomes 9, and then 9 can be used, right? And finally you can just cancel plus 9 and minus 9 here. 7 plus 6 will give you 13, plus 6 19, 19 plus 7 26, and 26 plus 9 35. So final answer will be 35 here, right? Now let's look to this. Let us compile the program and let us see that what output we are getting. Let's compile this program and execute it. 35. Yes, we are getting 35. So the way we are solving it is absolutely correct. I hope with this the concept of increment operator and decrement operator is quite clear to you. How you can use post increment and post decrement, how you can use pre-increment and pre-decrement, it is quite clear to you. Let's come back to our last operator, that is assignment operator. Whenever we talk about assignment operator, first we have to consider an example, that is a equals to 10. Here 10 gets stored to a, the value which is there in right side, it gets stored to the variable, that is a. And why it is possible? Only because of equals to sign. Here equal to sign is considered as assignment operator, right? So in all the programming language, whatever programming language we have, if you want to store a value to a variable, if you want to assign a value to a variable, then we have to use an equals to sign here. In Java or in most of the programming language, you will find that equals to sign is used as an assignment operator. But along with this equals to sign, plus equals to, minus equals to, multiplication equals to, division equals to, and mod equals to are also called as assignment operator. They are called as assignment operator. These four things or five things you can say: plus equals to, minus equals to, multiplication equals to, division equals to, and mod equals to is called as assignment operator, or they are called as shorthand notation. Shorthand notation. Why they are called as shorthand notation, this we are going to discuss right now. Remember, if you are asked that how many types of assignment operators are there in Java, then you can write equal to sign is one of the assignment operator, plus equals to is another assignment operator, minus equals to, multiplication equals to, division equals to, and mod equals to, right? So here these are called as assignment operator. And what about shorthand notation? How many shorthand notation we have? We have 5 types of shorthand notation here. Plus equals to is called as shorthand notation, minus equals to is called as shorthand notation, multiply equals to is called as shorthand notation, and division equals to is called as shorthand notation. What is the difference between equals to and plus equals to sign? See, the difference is, if you are given with, if you are having a equals to 5, the value of a is 5. Let us assume value of a is 5. And if somebody writes here a plus equals to 10. Okay, if somebody writes a plus equals to 10, plus equals to is considered as what? Assignment operator, isn't it? Plus equals to is considered as assignment operator, right? Or you can say it is considered as shorthand notation. And what is the work of, or what is the use of writing plus equals to 10? Look, we have to understand this with an example. Now let's assume we have a equals to 5 and we write a plus equals to 10. You can see that we have used plus sign and equals to sign. So this is called as assignment operator, as well as it is called as shorthand notation. What is the use of writing in this way? The use is a plus equals to 10 means a equals to a plus 10. It states that it can be also written as a equals to a plus 10 can be also written as a plus equals to 10. So first 10 will get added to a, and then the final value will get stored to a. Now tell me, what is the value of a, present value of a? That is 5. 5 plus 10 will become 15. 15 will get stored to a. Now the final value of a will become 15. When we print the value a, it will give you the output, that is 15. Similarly, instead of writing plus, if you write minus, then the same thing can be considered as a minus equals to 10. Now when we write a minus equals to 10, 5, if the present value of a is 5, 5 minus 10 will give you minus 5, and minus 5 will get stored to a. Now the output will come, that is minus 5. Similarly, if you write multiplication sign here, a multiply equals to 10, then it will give you the result a equals to a into 10. Similarly, this can be rewritten as a equals to a into 10. What is the value of a? A is 5. Value of a is 5. 5 into 10, 50. Then 50 will get stored to a. Let's compile this one. Yes, we are getting the value. Similarly, if we replace this multiplication sign with division sign, then what will happen here? A by equals to 10 or division equals to 10 will give you a equals to a by 10. Or let's change this value to 50 first. So a equals to a by 10. Now what is the value of a? A is 50. 50 by 10 will give you 5. Now the value of a will become 5. Let's compile this program. Yes, we are getting it as 5, right? Similarly, we can perform for mod sign. Here we can give mod, and here we can give a mod sign. Let's give, and instead of 50, let us make it 35 here, or 37, some value where we are going to get a remainder. Now a equals to 37. A mod equals to 10 means a equals to a by 10. When you divide 37 with 10, what will be the remainder? 10 3 the 30 and remainder will be 7. 7 will get stored to A. Here the value will be 7. Can you see this? Now let's execute this. Let's do this program with using increment and decrement operator. We will use the technique of shorthand notation along with increment and decrement operator, and we'll see that how the things are happening, because most of the time even you will find in the examination, ICSE examination, you will not get a simple question, only question from increment and decrement operator. There what they are going to do is they will mix the concept, or they will have shorthand notation. Along with the shorthand notation, they will give you some increment and decrement operator. Like they will give you a shorthand notation plus equals to, along with plus equals to sign, they will give you few increment and decrement operator. So here we have to know that how to solve this kind of problem when we are having shorthand notation along with increment and decrement operator. Let's assume that we have int a equals to 5, right? And then we have, yes, we have int a equals to 5. Here we are going to use a plus equals to a plus 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 a plus a plus plus, right? What will be the output of this? Here we have the equation and the initial value of a is 5. Now let's reform this equation, rewrite this equation in the generalized form, because this is given in shorthand notation, and if you want to solve it, then we have to rewrite it in generalized form. And how we can rewrite this? Here a plus equals to means a equals to, right? And whatever variable you have here, the same variable you have to write, and the same variable you have to keep it within parentheses. Then we have to add it to the rest of the variables or rest of the equation. What is the rest of the equation here? This is the rest equation. A plus plus, then plus 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 a, and then plus a plus plus. This is the rest of the equation. Now when we solve this, first we have to solve this bracket, left side bracket. What is there? A. What is the value of a? That is 5 plus a plus plus means first we have to use the value of a, then we can increase it, because post increment is done, and in post increment first use the value, then then change it. So 5 will be used here, and then value of a, original value of a will get changed to 6 plus sign. Here pre increment is done, first we have to change the value and then we can use it. So when we change the value, 6 will become 7, and then it can be used, right? Then plus sign, a plus plus, again post increment is done here. So first we have to use the value and then we can change it to 8. Now value of 8, a is what? 8. Remember, value of a is 8. Let's solve this first. 5 plus 7 plus 7 will give you 19, and 19 plus 5 will give you 24, right? And this 24 will get assigned to a. And why it is getting assigned to a? Because of equals to sign. So now whatever value of a you have, that will get replaced with 24. So finally you will have the value 24 here. Now let's compile this program and execute it. And yes, we are getting 24 as the value. So the process by which we are solving this is quite easy and it is quite understandable. Let's execute this program. Yes, we are getting 24. So the whatever we have done, it is correct. I hope this part is quite clear to you, that how to solve this shorthand notation along with increment and decrement operator. Similarly, if you are given with a negative sign, what you can do here is this can be rewritten as a equals to a minus whatever rest you have, that is a plus 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 a plus a plus plus. And I think that this right side value is 19, and here we have 5. So 5 minus 19 will give you minus 14, and here it will come minus 14. Minus 14 will get printed here. Let's look to this. Yes, we have minus 14 here. Okay. I hope the use of a shorthand notation along with increment and decrement operator is quite clear to you. And if you are going to get any question in your ICSE examination that how to solve increment and decrement operator, whether it is post increment or it is pre increment, or if you are given with any shorthand notation, you can do it quite easily. You can solve it. Finally, with this we come to an end of increment and decrement operator and assignment operator. In the upcoming classes, we will continue the series of tokens and we are going to discuss about conditional operator. Conditional operator is again a very important in terms of ICSE examination, because this is considered to be the substitute of if then else. Instead, the program which can be done using if then else, the same program can be done using conditional operator, or you get questions from conditional operator. Often we get question from conditional operator, output we get from conditional operator, or a program will be given to you which need to be converted to conditional operator. You have to rewrite the program using conditional operator, or a program will be given to you in conditional operator and you have to rewrite it using if then if else. Okay, so in next upcoming classes we are going to discuss about conditional operator, operator precedence we are going to discuss. So till then, stay tuned with me and God bless you all.